Okay, now the biggest thing that we're going to need to do to change what's going on here is that our servo talks from 0 to 1. And what we have right now is an app that talks from negative amplitude to positive amplitude. So right now it's talking from, negative 0.2 to 0.2, and then negative 2 to 2. So basically what we're going to need to kind of decide is, okay, so 2 is going to be, say, our max amplitude. So really 2 is going from 0 to 1, and 0 is going from 0.5 to 0.5, if that kind of makes sense. So like 1 would be going from like 0.25 to 0.25. All right, so we need to kind of think about what that does to our y's, basically. Okay, so really when we're talking about this red dot, okay, so let's actually throw this over into into MATLAB just to kind of get an idea of what's happening. So if I just say, let's see, if I have a amplitude, and this is important, amplitude, my max is 2, and the period isn't as important. I'm sure there's some kind of maximum that the Arduino can handle, but let's say the period is just 2.5 times pi. Okay, so I'm going to change this just for the purposes of doing this. I'm going to do a subplot 2.1 2 by 1 first one, and I'm going to plot xy, and then I'm going to plot 2 by 1 second one. Oops. And now I'm going to plot something else. Plot, I guess, this is going to be servo x and servo y. I'm actually less worried about servo x. Really what I worry about is servo y. Okay. So for the servo, the y, so if you think about, I'm going from negative 2 to 2, and that needs to be scaled down to a max. So really what I kind of need to know is what's my max amplitude, and in this case it's 2. So whatever my y is, I need to, because say the amplitude is 2, then that means go up to 2 and down to 2, so it's really 4. So I really need to divide by 2 times the max amplitude, because my numbers can only go from 0 to 1. All right, I'm going to see if this makes any sense. I'm just going to plot this and see what happens. Okay, so right now, okay, maybe I did divide by too much. No, I didn't, because it can only go from 0 to 1. Now I have to shift it all up by a half, because it has to go from 0 to 1, not from negative a half to negative a half. So I need to add 0.5. Okay, so if my max amplitude is 2, okay, so now if I change my so does that make sense? So like right now, if the amplitude is set to max and it's going from negative 2 to 2, my earthquake is going negative 2 to 2, my servo is going to go all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. But if maybe my amplitude is only half of the max, oh, that's going to be harder to see. Let me set my axis from negative 3 pi to 3 pi and negative, or 0 to 1. Okay, so now my servo is going to go, and I can do this one here too. I can set this one from -2 to 2. Okay. So this is only giving me half the amplitude, and now it's only going half as high from, so it's starting at the center. Okay. But this also means that whenever I did that thing earlier where I said I need to return to 0. Now instead of returning to 0, I need to like return to 0.5. I need to figure that out. So basically, okay, I think that I figured this out though, is I need to scale. I don't think this is going to be affected by the period. Yeah, the period's fine. Well, magnitude, that's not going to work. 0.5. So yeah, okay, so they look the same now, which is good. They're just on a different scale. Okay, so this was the thing, is the servo plot needs to run divided by twice the max amplitude plus 0.5. Okay, so somewhere along here, I need to talk about my servo y, I guess. So my servo y is going to be, I already forgot what I said. My servo y is going to be this thing. And I think I haven't like defined max amplitude anywhere, so I'm just going to kind of put it in here. Max amplitude is 2. This is hard-coded into the app. I don't know why I'm writing this, it just makes me feel better. Also, I'm going to go ahead and save a copy of this. Files, save as. Can I not do that in here? Save copy as. I'm going to save a copy of this as my app, my servo version, because in case I make a mistake, I want to be able to come back and get it. Okay, so I'm going to actually call this my servo y. Okay, so my servo y is my regular y divided by 2 times max amplitude plus 5. Okay. So my servo y1 would be linspace. So basically the same thing here as servo y at 1 with 10. And I'm just copying things. And then servo y2 is linspace servo y at end 0, 10. Oh, but I'm not going to 0. I'm starting at half. That was the big change, right? I'm needing to start at a half and then go to the new location, servo y, and then servo y, and not go to 0, but I need to go to the 0.5 location. Okay. So now the thing is, whenever I am moving the dot and plotting the dot, I need to also move and stuff the servo. Okay, I feel like I'm just being very, what's the word I'm looking for? Assertive, like I'm very strong and know what I'm doing. Okay, but I did this before. I connected this to a servo before. I'm just going to remember what I did last time and pretend that I'm not scared. Okay, my Arduino was Arduino, and I hope it's still COM14. I guess I could find out. Is it still COM14? I could find out by going to my app and asking my Arduino Explorer. And it's going to think about it for a minute. And it's going to say, no hardware detected. Well, that's nice. Oh, wait, there it is. COM14. Okay, good. Okay, so COM14, Uno, libraries. I'm going to spell libraries correctly this time. And servo. And then I'm going to define my servo is servo at my Arduino. Do I have to do app.myArduino? Or did I have to? Oh no, this is where I ran into problems last time. This doesn't happen until later. Oops. Okay, I'm just going to define these. come here, stop it. Okay, I'm just going to define these. I'm not actually going to use them yet. Okay, this is a problem I had last time. Okay, but it's going to happen in the startup function. My Arduino is going to be that. Oops. And then my servo is going to be servo app.myArduino, and then it's on pin D9. Okay, so this is stuff I've already done before, so it shouldn't be scary, but it is still really scary. I'm just going to run it and see what happens. It should be the exact same thing. Nothing exciting should be going on. Go red dot. Oh gosh, why are you mad at me? Undefined function servo. Why? Why are you unhappy with me? My servo Arduino. Oh, it's supposed to be called app.myArduino. See, this is why we do things. This is why we're constantly running stuff. Okay, let's try this again. Shoop, run. Okay. Okay, good. So, nothing exciting. Whoa. My Arduino moved. Okay. Because it just made a connection, which is good. Except that now it's sad because API, because I can't spell the word pi, because, you know, this is just exactly the kind of thing that I want to be doing right now, is misspelling the word pi. Lone space pi. Okay, I don't know how that happened. Let's try this again. Whee! But the servo's going to move because it got connected. And go red dot, go do something, shoop, go to place, and then whoop, 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 uppy downy. I guess it's going kind of slow. I could probably change how fast it goes, well, also by changing the period. Yay! That seemed weird. Oh well, I'm not going to question things right now. I'm just trying to get stuff going. Okay. So I have officially connected. Let me just do the thingy where in the startup function I just make it turn. Where I do like that thing where I did position. Kitty, you are actually not helpful. So for position going from 0 or from, let's say, 0 to by 0.02 to 1, let's just write position, I can't spell, write position app.myservo, position pause 0.05 and end. Okay, so I'm just going to see if I can get this to talk, and if I can, then I'll be happy. Okay, my app is now talking to my servo, my cat is helping it along, and I think I am ready to take the final step.